Welcome back to this week's post match. And after week five, we finally get to celebrate a win together, both United and Liverpool fans. So,
Wow.
woohoo! Well, actually, no. I mean, you guys had your first win week three, right? So,
Yeah.
yeah, week three or so, we beat Arsenal. Basically, Liverpool have been winning. Lah. So, let's focus on United versus Chelsea. According to Ganesh, yes, United have beaten the world champions, yet they are not top of the table. Explain yourself.
Well, of course, they are world champions based on the Club World Cup, which they won recently. So based on that, they are the best team in the world. They don't have to be
So the
top.
best team in the world.
They are the best team in the world.
Okay, so let us know. Yeah, factually, they are currently the best team in the world, but is that the benchmark for best team in the world?
Yeah, the Club World Cup is the benchmark,
No, yeah, factually,
not the Premier League title.
as I mentioned, factually, yes, they are the best team in the world because they've won the
Technically, they are
Club World
not.
Cup. But yeah, if you look at the details, it is what is. I'm not saying Liverpool are the best team in the world, but I'm saying that the other factors that go into play are the best team in the world. Again, we're getting derailed because we have got issues. Let me go to Pips. Pips, tell us your thoughts about United, how United perform against Chelsea. What was different? Because Maresca's team is actually up and coming. They've got a lot of young players, they've got a lot of good players. But at Old Trafford, you could see United really, from the get-go, really going all out at Chelsea, literally throwing the whole kitchen sink at them. What were your thoughts on their performance?
Actually, United started off very well. They went gung ho. They went all out. They really put Chelsea under the back burner. I think Chelsea couldn't tolerate the heat, and the heat of the moment was the red card, fourth minute. So that changed the whole game, I believe.
That was a fantastic flick on by Sesko. I mean, he's showing his height, how his height can make a huge difference. He's
Yeah.
so intelligent. You know that run that Mbeumo made is what Salah does. So that is brilliant that Mbeumo was already, he didn't care whether you get the touch or not, I'm going to go and run.
Yep.
So it was really, really good play. I mean, sometimes you have to go long and then, play to your strengths. And it was a bit embarrassing. Chelsea just got cut through the open just like that from the center.
Yeah, I mean, the first half, they started well. I think they played so well. In fact, we dominated Chelsea in the first half overall. And if not because we have taken more or better our chances, we could have scored more actually. We really pressured them, and United were really all out, like winning back the balls and second balls. They were just going for everything. I mean, to be very honest, like I've told you guys now, our podcast the other day, so I've always told you guys that there's a lot of improvement this season by United against whoever's the opponent. It's just that they're not putting the ball at the back of the net. And last night, what happened is the opposite. They managed to find the net twice. So that's the difference this time. Yes.
Okay.
But what I really have to give credit United is because they did this against a big team. They did this against Arsenal. Unfortunately, they couldn't find the back of the net, but this time they managed to do it. Yes.
How much would you say has got to do with the because I know United also got into 10 men towards the end of the first half, but how much would you
Yes.
say that because Chelsea were down to 10 men that they could further dominate? Because very early on they were down to 10 men, I think third to fourth minute already down to 10 men. So do you
Hmm.
think that played a factor, or if let's say it was 11v11, it would have been similar to the Arsenal story?
Well, I don't really think. Okay, personally, yes, any team that has one man advantage could be a bit of a better thing. But the thing is, you got to look at this factor. There are times where, when the teams that were with 10 men, they actually play better. And I think Chelsea are a very compact team. They still had Caicedo and all these guys on the pitch. So the way we were able to run them, and even when we were down to 10 men later on in the second half, it tells that we were still able to match them, which means I don't think that was really a big factor. Maybe it just affected them morally a little bit, but apart from that, I think we were still better than them overall.
Okay, my thoughts on this, Fabes, because I'm going to put this to you, Fabes. Chelsea played Bayern Munich in the Champions League midweek, right?
Yep.
That has got to factor in terms of mental fatigue or whatever crap they will call it. I'm trying to play devil's advocate here and give Chelsea a
Okay.
chance. So do you think not having midweek games is helping United?
Actually, it's good to have midweek games because if you don't have a good result over the weekend, you can actually get a good result over the midweek. And also, it's good to have games in a stretch of 3 to 4 days because you're more fresher. I mean, you're much more fit. You understand the team well. So I think this shouldn't be an excuse by Chelsea. And to come back to your question earlier, you were asking, were United the better team when Chelsea went to 10 men? I think also depending on Chelsea making a substitutions, which is they were more to damage limitations. So I think you remember that they took out the three attacking players. I think Cole Palmer clearly shows the sign that he was not happy that he was taken off. I think if he was still around, and I think he will still give a good fight against United, even though with 10 men. But yeah, with Casemiro gone, I think with the lineup Chelsea has, I think it's a bit difficult for them really lah.
My thoughts is that I actually disagree with that because I think it's actually an advantage to not have midweek games because especially for a team like United that Amorim needs his time on the training pitch with them to really go through the tactics and get them used to playing a certain style. And also, you're
Correct.
embedding new players in the team like Cunha, Umbremo, and all the other SS school, right? So I think having that 1 week preparation time, as a fan, it sucks, lah, right? As a fan, it sucks because you cannot have another game to quickly recover after a bad result. You have to like suck it up for 1 week, right? But for a manager, I think it's good, and I think Amorim needs that. He doesn't need too many games. He needs fewer games that one game that they focus and you can really see them play. And I felt the way United scored their goals, right? That the first goal, Fernandez, and then the second goal, especially Casemiro, the way Shaw leaped up so high to win that
Yep.
header shows so much of like it's almost like the Old Trafford crowd would like. And Amorim, I think, said this post match, right? He said like if we give our all our fans over there, which is kind of good. He's like a rallying cry to the players lah. He's trying to play it on the fans, just yeah. It's reminded me of how Klopp used to do that with the fans. Try to for lack of a better word, instigate them to like support the team more.
Actually, Amorim has been saying this to the players. I mean, many times on many occasions and on the press conferences and all, that we should give back to the fans as much as possible, because even with the price of the tickets, the fans still come in and week out and support us as a team. So that's why Amorim always expect the players to give their all. Actually, so looking at the players, their determination and everything, it was good, lah, actually.
Okay. And now we go to Liverpool versus Everton, which is a very big news that happened, guys. Ganesh Gabriel, diehard chicken hater, watch a Liverpool game
Yeah.
for the first time. And for
Chicken
the
soup for
fifth
life.
time this season, I think he supported another club. This time it's Everton. So, how was the
Lalang
game?
FC.
Yeah, Ganesh, how was the game from.
Yeah, I think Liverpool have to thank me. First time I watched their game and they managed to score much earlier before the 90th minute in the first half
So you
itself.
can log off after that, right?
Doesn't make sense, bro. They,
Yeah,
they,
bro.
they scored against
Seriously.
Bournemouth early, so I don't know what you're talking.
He wasn't
You
watching
not
the
watching
game,
Liverpool
bro.
games is it's another
Yeah,
another
bro.
factor. But yeah, since you watched the Liverpool game, how did you find this Liverpool, right? Arne Slot's Liverpool this season in
Mm.
comparison to last season? Because I think we spoke about it in the podcast a lot that last season they were very controlled. This season is back to roller coaster. So, what were your thoughts? Do you think if Liverpool were to come up against Man City, Arsenal, or United in October, that it is going to be a scary thing, or do you see weaknesses there?
Okay, first credit to Liverpool for managing to get the 2 goals. But personally, I watched the game and I have to admit that I found actually Everton gave too much of space in the first half. They allowed Liverpool too much of space to run and actually counter. And of course, Liverpool's goal, to be honest, that was really, really, honestly speaking, if for that Gravenberch's goal, I think for that to happen, that really left the keeper helpless. In fact, both goals, Etiquete's goal also is pretty much it could have been saved. I felt like there was if the defense was a bit more tighter, closer, they could have really stopped both goals actually. But I felt Everton were a bit too respectful towards Liverpool in the first half. Only in the second half they started to really up their game. Jack Grealish was a constant threat on the left, and James Garner was doing his job very well. And I thought the goal they scored was pretty good. They could have easily gotten an equalizer. Really, it should be it could have been a draw actually. Um, Everton have much of the ball in second half. I think second half only they realized, but it's a bit too late, I guess.
I think you covered it very well. I'll go to Fapes on this. Because there was some controversial stuff. I'm not gonna like to say this, but I have to say this. But you tell me what are your thoughts. Number one, Conor Bradley fouled Grealish so many times. I think 7 to 8 times. Didn't get a yellow card. Second is this is a shocking thing that happened. First half, 1 minute added. Second half,
Yep.
3 minutes added. Never in the Premier League this season or even last season, end of a second half, only 3 minutes added. Because of substitutions and time wasting and also player injury, it has to be 5 minutes or more. So Grealish also mentioned this. There seems to be when Liverpool need to score, you add 10 minutes. When Liverpool are defending, you just give the bare minimum. So, Phipps, your thoughts on this?
Welcome to being a champion, man. Maybe
Oh, that's
that's
so nicely put, bro. That's so nicely put.
no, maybe that's some of the advantage of being a champion because sometimes they give you the advantage. I'm not sure, but then that's how it is, lah.
Hey, bro, you can't say
So
that, bro. That's really shit, man. Seriously. I mean, it's
I know
wrong
you
to say
say
that.
can't say
one,
that, but that's how we used to feel when Sir Alex Ferguson used to have that bullshit Fergie
so now
time.
you're feeling it, lah, bro. You're getting into positive
Ah,
kickbacks.
No, but
yeah.
okay, lah. Fine.
Fergie time
Buck it
now
up,
is slot
Ganesh.
time.
Welcome to Fergie time. This is slottage time.
So this time.
Slotty time.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I
lah.
mean, seriously, it doesn't seem fair, lah. Because I feel like the referees also do not explain this. It's very funny that this happens because referees are meant to be unbiased, and if you can explain to me why only 3 minutes were added on, I can accept that. But if you cannot
Actually,
explain, it doesn't make sense.
there is no transparency for the referee to tell you each substitution costs you how many seconds of time interval, or each
Mm,
VAR check will takes how long will it takes, or each injury how
mm,
long will it take. So it's all very
Yeah.
subjective. And I also applaud the fact that nowadays referees are actually explaining the VAR decisions on through the
yeah,
microphone.
it's a cinema,
So I
bro.
think moving forward, I think they will also explain why they're giving the stoppage time for as much as possible, lah.
Mm. Okay, so as we wrap up, the last thing I want to mention is that still Liverpool, even though they were under the cosh, and Ganesh was right, Everton had the ball. But besides that goal that they scored, they didn't create much. I think we defended really well. But there is some worry that we kept losing the ball. It's almost like mentally, when there is no challenge, we are kind of, what do you call this? Not respecting the opponent and not playing the game as we should, which could come back to bite us, as we've seen many times. That you cannot sustain this, right? So, do
Yep.
you? I'll come back to this question to both of you. Can Liverpool sustain this? Because next they have got a League Cup game, and then after they're playing Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace is also the only unbeaten team I think in the league. Do you?
Yep.
And they
Yep.
beat us in the Community Shield. Do you? We spoke about this in this podcast, and the bubble could burst anytime. So how can Liverpool sustain this?
It's actually down to your mentality search, lah. You have to approach every game as a big game. If you go to a game, you only prepare very well if it's against the top six, and then the rest of the team you just switch off. Then you might be found out one way or another, lah.
Ganesh?
What I'd say, it looks to me like decisions are going Liverpool's way at Anfield. I'm not sure about our away ground, so we got to wait and see when they play away how things goes lah. When it gets a bit tough there.
Mm,
So I have to. I don't say much. Of course, I can see there are similarities between what's going on in Liverpool now to Sir Alex Ferguson's time, where he used to have time according to what he wants. But of course, let the season unfold further for us to know
yeah,
better, right?
it doesn't look good for the Premier League, lah, right? For this to
It will
happen
look like
because
everything is supporting Liverpool, which of course we can't control. But if it happens, lah. We can't do anything about it.
either way, United will have a say in October, so we'll wait for that.
Okay, that's actually I'm really looking forward because looking at the way United pressure their opponents and the way they can really play a game against Chelsea, I really want to see what they do against Liverpool. To be honest,
Your final thoughts on United versus Chelsea?
great victory. Honestly, I think we deserved it. We needed it that badly, and well done to how they played. Honestly,
Okay, Phipps?
It's a good start. Hopefully, we can go on a run, and hopefully this week we will have less pressure on the media, lah.
one thing good
Much.
when we win, right? One thing good when we win nowadays, right, is just that we have one
Yeah.
week to celebrate. No more just 2 3 days. We have the whole week to actually relax.
Okay, United fans are clinching at straws. Let them enjoy this. Let them enjoy this. Yeah, that's all for this week's Sports Match, guys. We'll see you in the next one.